Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch Team is here with your latest update on Hurricane Felicia. Currently, Hurricane Felicia has a wind of 145 miles per hour. It is most certainly a major category 4 hurricane. Very incredible. Here's the high resolution. You can really see, even looks to be the. Here, let me just go to the very last frame. Just a perfect hurricane. Still convection going on in the center. Lots of banding. Beautiful banding. Very, very powerful storm. Again, if this were to make landfall anywhere, it would cause devastating damage. It would be a catastrophic hurricane. Here's the National Hurricane Center. Tropical Depression 7E has developed. Currently, Hurricane Felicia, as of the 5 a.m., it is moved so far west, it is now in Hawaiian Standard Time. Pretty far darn west. 5 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, Saturday, July 17th to 14th. Advisory. Maximum sustained winds are 125 knots, 145 miles per hour. Air pressure down to 947 millibars. It's currently located at 14.6 degrees north, 124.6 degrees west. Not moving very fast, moving west about 8 miles an hour. Finally dropping below hurricane status sometime Sunday afternoon into the evening, and dropping below hurricane status sometime in Monday afternoon into the Monday afternoon, moving into Monday evening, and then eventually bringing it down to tropical storm status, and then into tropical depression status. And Hawaii is not even on here yet, so looks to be that it's going to miss Hawaii, which is a very, very good thing. So again, we do have this system out there. But it is just going to begin to dissipate here pretty darn soon. Not dissipate, but begin to weaken. I think this is its peak. I don't think it could get any stronger. 145 miles an hour is very, very strong hurricane. And then we got this right here. This is the first advisory. So it becoming a hurricane really isn't out of the realm of is in the realm of possibility. I have no idea why I cannot say that. But here are the tropical storm force wind speed probabilities. Still, again, a 70 to an 80% chance of tropical storm force wind speed probabilities. 50 knot wind speed probabilities look to be a 10 to a 20% chance of possibility. And then hurricane force wind is a 5 to a 10% chance of possibility of becoming a hurricane. So again, this one's just going to move to the west. As you can see by the forecast cone. Maybe moving to the west. Again, a hurricane isn't out of the realm of possibility. Definitely something I'm going to be watching and looking at and talking about. Currently, well, we certainly got quite a lot of things going on over here. We have Tropical Depression 9 developing there in the West Pacific. And then just to the south of China, we have Invest 99W. Tropical Depression 9, the 6th warning. Here it is. Here is the latest infrared satellite imagery. Let's zoom out a tad. There it is, Tropical Depression 9 as of the 17th at 1200 UTC. Lots of convection in the northern part of the system right here. Huge blob of convection. I'm going to change this to pink. Huge blob of convection right here. And then also this giant blob of convection right here. So the storm is definitely trying to intensify given the fact there is this convection here. Very, very low wind shear in the area. When we look at the text, not really a lot to talk about. Again, 24 hours. So it is expected to become a hurricane, or I should say a typhoon here. It could have winds as high as 80 to 85 knots, closing in on over 90 to close to 100 miles an hour. So that is a storm that is definitely intensifying. This is zoomed in again. Way too darn much. Is that the eye? I'm sorry, like the eye is I'm sorry, I noticed it's like Shanghai. The eye is right on the line, so I just didn't know where it was. But again, currently it's gonna move north, and then it's gonna start or not move north. It's gonna be moving northwest, and then west northwest, and almost a direct westward turn, but still moving northwest. And again, areas as far north as Shanghai could be affected. All along this coast right here. And then definitely Taiwan is going to be affected. And even parts of the Japanese islands could be being affected by this system. And Tropical Depression 9 as it moves in that area. Gusty winds and heavy rain will definitely be possible with I keep saying invest, tropical depression 9 there in the West Pacific. I have no idea what this is. I don't know what it's for. Select my file type. Oh, here, let me just power this off. Disable forever. Good, it's gone. Okay, so we do have tropical depression 7E. So again, here's what it's looking like. Right here, so again, you do have a fair amount of convection in this area. There is definitely a fair amount of convection. Heavy rain will continue for the western part of Mexico right here. You're going to have some heavy rain. Mudslides and landslides aren't out of the realm of possibility. Or in the realm of possibility. I don't know why I keep saying that. Aren't out of the realm of impossibility, I guess. Anyway, definitely a possibility for that to happen. And then it is expected to become a tropical storm. And then it's going to, weaken down to only a tropical storm. So, yeah. So this is less than 34 knots. So just a dot like this is tropical depression, tropical storm. So yeah. So again, a tropical storm is possible with this, and I mean even a hurricane is another realm of possibility. Is in the realm of possibility. I don't know why I keep saying that. Peaking in at around 65 miles an hour, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and the National Hurricane Center. And then we just corrected. So this was corrected. This is what they're saying now. I don't know what got corrected, but there it is right here. What is it saying? The knots should be 100. Yep, 125 knots. Gusts of over 150 knots. So again, it is going to continue. It's going to weaken down to 120 knots. It's going to continue to weaken. And again, this is just going to be a fish storm. It's going to move out to sea until there won't be anything affecting this part of. It won't be affecting land at all. Oh, there it is. So there's that. So it won't be affecting land, which is good. And really, that's pretty. There's not really a huge amount of stuff that I really need to talk about. Just given the fact that there is going to be quite a lot of tropical, development. Here, I do want to look at the models, but again, Hurricane Felicia, a major Category 4 hurricane. I'm back. I had to go pick up my outfit. All right, cool. Welcome back. So Hurricane Felicia, 145 miles an hour, just an incredible hurricane out there in the East Pacific. They were kept on showing, it's gonna strengthen, and every time there's an update, the GFS keeps pushing it down. It keeps thinking it's gonna weaken, and finally it is going to eventually weaken. They just don't know when. The GFS has a very weak storm, barely classified as a tropical storm, like 45 miles an hour. Honestly, I think it's become a little bit stronger than that, but let's see it again. Disable forever, keep going away. And then we do see, a few more storms. We do see this system that, again, that could definitely become something 978. And then we have this system back here. This is once we get towards the end and making our way into August. So taking a look at the North Atlantic. Not seeing a lot of activity here within the next 24 hours. Oh, Felicia is a beast right now. By the way, it looks similar to Lorenzo. It does. I think Lorenzo was a Category 5. It was very, because Lorenzo was a Category 5 off the coast of Africa. I think it came out it was something like this. And it reached Category 5 intensity right there. I think. I don't exactly know. I'm just guessing. It was a beast, that's for sure. Okay. So moving in to time, I do see a little of a flare of energy right here. Might be because of the Central American gyre right here. Now, again, the Central American gyre kind of moves in this direction. So it kind of moves in this direction, and you kind of get storms like this that can develop and move this direction. Now, depending on how high the high pressure is here. High pressure seems really high again, 1,028 millibars. Teddy was a Lorenzo that was weaker than Yeah, Teddy was much farther west. I remember that. But again, I wanted to say the high pressure, very, very large, and kind of keeping everything down to the south, moving in this direction, and causing this to kind of probably be pushed into Africa. I mean Mexico, excuse me. If in fact this does try to develop, but now again, this is very, very long time from now, so most likely will not happen again. So, and it's back. Hilarious. But again, Hurricane Felicia, an incredibly powerful hurricane right now. 145 miles an hour, 125 knots, 947 millibars. So this would be this would cost tens of billions of dollars in damages. Hundreds of tens of billions of dollars in damages if it made landfall in the United States. Now, depending if it stalls, it could cost over $100 billion. Well, Felicia's going to weaken. Okay, it's not going to do much more strengthening. It's pretty much at its peak, 125 knots. I think it's going to start weakening from here. That's my general thought on this. So I do want to look at the Eastern Pacific. Because it's... Yeah, it's starting to move in those cooler waters, and it's farther north, and it's going to start moving in much, much more warmer, cooler waters, I should say. I do want to look at the West Atlantic just to have an idea of water temperatures. Wow, 29, probably 29 and a half. This is probably 30-degree temperatures right here. 30 degrees south of Cuba right there. So, Gulf of Mexico is warming up really nicely. Well, hello there, Al. How y'all doing? So, honestly, this is what I think. So, we have lots of warm water temperatures in the Gulf. Caribbean is starting to warm up pretty nicely. Western Pacific. West Pacific seems is boiling, basically. Not really. It's not really boiling, but it's really, really hot. 30 degrees on here. Centigrade. 31 degrees centigrade in this area off the coast of the Philippines. It's kind of where that area low pressure is as it's going to move in this direction towards Shanghai, China. And then we have this area low pressure here, which I guess is just going to move in this direction. Fall apart, I think. I don't know. Oh, wow. That is a lot. Hold up. I got to read this chat. Hi there. Hello. I just appeared. Wow. I haven't been here in a while. Yeah. If Felicia was near the Philippines, it would be huge. It's hot in the West Pacific. Absolutely. Like, look. West Pacific, we're talking 31 degrees centigrade. We're talking 88 and a half to 89 degrees Fahrenheit. South of China, 32 degrees. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I think Patricia was in 90-degree temperatures. Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is pretty warm. 30 degrees near India. Bangladesh. Pretty warm here. And then Pakistan over here, the coast of Pakistan, pretty warm. 28 to 29 degrees centigrade. Pretty warm. So Indian Ocean seems pretty warm. Even the northern parts of Australia, it's pretty darn warm. So again, yeah, the Philippines just bubbling like crazy, basically. I don't even know why I looked at South Atlantic, but there's the equator. I mean, I guess you could have a... Well, that's... I mean, you could. In the wintertime, it's very rare, but we've seen some storms in the South Atlantic before. It's rare, but does it happen? Yes, indeed it does. There's the tropical Atlantic. There's Central Pacific, Eastern Pacific. So again, Hurricane Felicia, incredibly powerful. Hopefully, 09W does not go to the area. I just want to point out. Hold on. 09W. So here, Tropical Depression 9. I'm going to go to the graphic. So it is going to be moving to the north here. Wait, let me just take a look, see where it's at. It's located like right here. So it's like 132 degrees east and north of, and like 23 north. 2130. What do you guess? Like, I want to say it's like right here. And so it's gonna move in this, something roughly like that, something along the lines like that. It's gonna move along here. It's gonna go right through the Japanese islands right here. Now some of them do show it going this direction, which would mean it would stay over warmer waters for a longer period of time, and it would impact Taiwan. I do want to look at the models. That's on my mind right now. All of a sudden, I want to look at the models for Tropical Depression 9 because, again, it is in some very, very warm waters, and it could definitely impact China or Taiwan for sure. Out of all the places, I would expect the water to be near the equator to be 30 degrees centigrade. Yeah. Do you know this hurricane season will be like 2020? I wouldn't say exactly like 2020 at all, honestly. But I do think it's going to be above average. But I don't think we're going to see 30 tropical or 30 named storms. And I really hope we don't see Hawaii. I really hope we don't see Louisiana get hit by 5 named storms. So, again, this system, this disturbance down here, does try to develop, and looks like it develops like right offshore. Looks like it intensifies really fast. 976 millibars just to the south of China there. Looks like it makes landfall in that area. But look at this, 941, 939. So again, the GFS has been showing this moving in a general direction like this, almost dipping southward like this. So that is something that I did notice from the GFS in the last several runs. Yeah, Epsilon will not be I cannot speak replicated. It turned into Cat 3 with high wind shear, North Atlantic, Hawaii. Oh, okay. So seeing that, do you see another system over here? So the West Pacific seems generally active right now. But definitely really worried about Tropical Depression 9, given how strong it possibly could bring. I mean, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center gives this doesn't really say only a Category 1 to a Category 2, but the GFS is really confident on this becoming easily a Category 4, 939 millibars. Okay, 939 millibars. And Hurricane Felicia, 145 millibars, 145 miles an hour, not 145 millibars. That would be like Category 400, okay? 145 mile an hour winds, 947 millibars. 941 millibars, we could see a hurricane with winds as high as 150 to 155 miles an hour. Could even be a Category 5. But this is just an incredible what they're showing here. I'm trying to find, because the northeastern quadrant always seems to be the most powerful. So here's 100 knots. It's close to 120 knots. But I can actually find the right spot. There's 40, 50s. That's 70 miles an hour. This is hard to find. There's 90, 100. It's like 110 knots. That's still pretty strong. Oh, wow. That's a lot I just missed. Okay. But it has to slow down a good bit. The Atlantic is getting destroyed. Force 13 just classified it as a Category 5, apparently. I agree, Felicia. I mean, it is honestly a beast. Just look at that. The eye is very, very clear. Really, I've noticed this. This obviously happens. The stronger a hurricane gets, the more rounder its eye gets. Look how symmetrical that eye is. I just want to point out how symmetrical the eye, in fact, is. Oh, not that much. The eye almost seems almost 100% perfectly round. I mean, that is a pretty darn round eye. Like, that is... like, honestly, like, the GFS or the National Hurricane Center has been saying it's going to start weakening, but it hasn't. So I'm wondering what is going on over there. Like, I'm like, okay, 145 miles an hour. This has got to be the peak, right? I mean, I saw it 120 was the peak. They did jump to 125, 130, jump from 130 to 145, and I'm like, where is the peak with this hurricane? I keep thinking the hurricane has reached its peak. Well, I'm like, okay, it's 100, 115, 120, 130, 145. It's going to be 160 next update. Like, this storm will not weaken. Like, I mean, I'm glad it's not making landfall. I am incredibly thankful that this is not making landfall anywhere, because God only knows. Louisiana needs a break. The Caribbean, it's just... people in the Caribbean are still recovering from Hurricane Maria in 2017, Hurricane Irma in 2017. Hurricane Irma just devastated the Caribbean islands as they were wrecked with Hurricane Irma with winds peaking at 185 miles an hour. 2019, the Bahamas got wrecked with Hurricane Dorian with winds peaking at 85 miles an hour. So it's just incredible. Wow. Human-caused climate change releases 5 Hiroshima bombs of energy into the seas and atmosphere every second, 24 hours a day for 7 days a week, 365 and a quarter days of the year. That is insane. Like, right now, globally, there's 43 billion tons of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere every single year. 1.2 trillion tons of ice is melting every single year. It's scary. It is honestly a little disturbing, and it's just insane. But literally, look at this storm, and I'm just thinking, I feel like this has got to be a Category 5. But I don't want to say it's a Category 5 and be like, on my, stream, oh, Hurricane Felicia is upgraded to a major Category 5, and it's not. I don't want to, clickbait. I want to do exactly what the National Hurricane Center is saying, even if my own thought says something different. But incredible, 125 knots, 947 millibars, 1,011 millibars environmental pressure. The radius of circulation, 150 nautical miles. That isn't just it's incredible. Truthfully, just an incredible hurricane right now. Wow, wow. Is this going to Hawaii? Yeah, but it is going to weaken pretty rapidly. I don't want to say 170 miles an hour. I don't think it has 170 miles an hour. Because with 175, because if you look at a 170 mile an hour hurricane or a really powerful Category 5, I honestly think you'd be able to look right down to the ocean, and I simply cannot see the ocean. I see clouds. I mean, you can kind of see a bit of the ocean. I don't know. 175 seems a little bit much to me, but I don't know. But I do think it's stronger than 145. But I'm very, very curious to see what they're going to bring out. 125 knots. This is just an incredible Category 4 hurricane. Like, literally all the models show it weakening, except one model. One model shows it strengthening in 24 hours. It's just that moment, like, when is it going to weaken? Is it going to weaken? When is it going to weaken? How long is it going to take this storm to weaken? And it just seems like forever. Humans now threaten the undue... Yeah. Climate change and global warming is one of the scariest things humans have caused. It is so hot in the West right now. It is just incredible. The rate that ice is melting in the Arctic and the Antarctic is so insane. 1.2 trillion tons of ice is melting every year. I'm like, I don't know anything that weighs 1.2 trillion tons, and yet that is how much ice is melting every year. It is scary. Wow. Wow. Do you mean 170 or 60? I don't know. This storm just keeps intensifying, and I'm like, I've been doing a lot of stuff with college, but like, I'm just so, like, the storm will not just weaken. You know, it's just incredible. Thanks for speaking the truth on this. About what? Oh, climate change? Yeah. Climate change is just incredible. Well, again, 1.2 trillion tons of ice a year. 38,000 tons of ice every single second. The oceans are warming up. The sea levels have risen, I think, 8 to 9 inches since the year 1900. It's moving so slow right now. It could pull a Dorian and intensify because it's moving so slow in its warm waters. Climate change is a bad thing, and we're ruining islands in the Caribbean due to the hurricanes. Yeah, that is 100% true. Hurricanes are intensifying. I mean, absolutely, hurricanes are intensifying. Hurricane Harvey dumped 33 trillion gallons of water over Houston. And people are like, climate change is fake. So, yes, indeed, I can look at Tropical Depression 7E. I'm curious what it's showing. So, here's the latest update of Tropical Depression 7E from the National Hurricane Center. Now, can this please go away? Okay, it's not there. Okay. New tropical depression forms well offshore of the southwestern coast of Mexico. Summary of 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 1500 UTC information. Location about 16.8 degrees north, 109.2 degrees west. At about 425 miles, 680 kilometers south of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Winds are 35 miles an hour. The air pressure is 1,007 millibars. Yeah, in case y'all didn't know, this past week, I think the United States produced 11.3 million, or drilled 11,300,000 barrels of oil. Averagely, 11.3 million, this past week, they averaged 11.3 million barrels of oil a day. The United States makes nearly $300 billion in oil every single year. It's honestly a little scary. Is there satellite imagery of Tropical Depression 9? I mean, Tropical Depression 7. I'm sorry. No, there's not. Do a refresh on this. What the fuck? No, there's not. Okay. Wait, isn't 7E that big thing of convection that went from the Caribbean to the Pacific? What are your thoughts on the Atlantic this year so far? My thoughts on the Atlantic, no, my thoughts on the 2021 North Atlantic hurricane season is I do believe it's going to be above average. I do not believe it's going to be anywhere near as active as 2020, but I do believe it's going to be a very active hurricane season, and we need to watch out. By literally what I'm seeing, there is a lot of high pressure. And I'm worried if we continue to see high pressure over the North Atlantic, it's going to keep those storms pushed well to the south. The storm is pushing not only well to the south, but push them farther west into the Caribbean and even to the Gulf of Mexico. And that's what we saw in 2017 with Harvey. Developed, went through the Caribbean, fell apart, came back to life over in the Bay of Campeche, and developed into a major Category 4 hurricane, making landfall in Rockport, Texas. I used to think the Poland Bowl oil memes were funny, but it's not. I was a kid looking for memes back then. How do you feel that Elsa became a hurricane very early in the season? I honestly really wasn't surprised because climate change, global warming, seeing Category 5s every hurricane season really isn't a surprise to me. You look back 30 to 40 years ago in the 90s and the 80s and the 90s, that was unknown unseen seeing Category 5s every single year in the 80s and 90s. But now seeing Category 5 hurricanes every year, like we saw Surigay in April of 2021. Category 5 off the coast of the Philippines, 190 miles an hour. And now we have Hurricane Hurricane Felicia, 145 miles an hour from the National Hurricane Center. Isn't really that big of a deal, you know. The age that we're in, seeing all these hurricanes developing all the time, these early named storms happening all the time, really isn't surprising anymore because it happens all the time, and it's something we're gonna have to get used to. And as global warming continues, the oceans are gonna continue to get warmer, and hurricanes are gonna become more powerful. I believe by 2100, we could see Category 5 hurricanes as strong as over 250 miles an hour. Hurricane Patricia peaked at 215 miles an hour, 2015. 70 to 80 years from now, we could have hurricanes over 250 miles an hour. I honestly believe that because of what we're seeing right now. It could just be unprecedented what we could see 70 to 80 years from now when I'm an old person. It could be ungodly what we could see from in 80 years from now. 79 years from now, we could see Category 5 hurricanes tearing through the coasts, the east coast of the Gulf of Mexico, and destroying, cities like that. Like nothing. It could just be unprecedented what we could see in the year 2100. It is really terrifying. Oh, wow. Can Tropical Depression E become a hurricane? Given what I'm seeing, it isn't out of the realm of possibility, and it could certainly happen. Tropical Depression E could very well become a Category 1 hurricane. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's in the realm of possibility, but I don't know right now. The National Hurricane Center is giving a peak of about 65 miles an hour. But because Hurricane Felicia kind of cooled the waters down, I think, a little bit, there's less of a chance. But exactly, I don't know yet. I'm not like a meteorologist or anything. I haven't gone to college yet. Yeah. Yeah. Maria was horrible. 250 mile an hour storms really are terrifying. And, it's really not out of the realm of impossibility. It's in the realm of possibility. Out of the realm of impossibility? I don't even know. It's in the realm of possibility that we could see Category 5 hurricanes with winds of over 250 miles an hour. I truthfully think that. By the way, I have to tell you, due to the Atlantic Nino... I forgot about that. If it remains the same through August, we will still have low latitude storms. Exactly. I meant to bring that up. Mark Tuttle was talking about that I want to say it was last week or the week before, talking about Atlantic Nino, which would be really bad. Keeping all those storms far to the south would be really bad. The East Coast can become uninhabitable. I'm worried the Southwest will become uninhabitable as temperatures in the Southwest exceed over 200. As the Southwest, temperatures exceeding over 100 degrees, 110. Several days ago, the low temperature in Death Valley was 107.7 degrees Fahrenheit. The low temperature was 107 degrees. Felicia got a peak of 70 miles an hour. I think you meant to say 170. All a hurricane has to do is stall in 31 plus degrees centigrade waters and no wind shear and no dust. That's all it has to do. Even 32 degrees centigrade waters. And if you look south of China, the water temperature south of China are 32 degrees centigrade. You look at the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, 86, 87, 88 degrees Fahrenheit in some of those areas. And we're only in July, and the peak of the hurricane season is in September. And so it really wouldn't surprise me if we see 31 degrees centigrade temperature waters by August and September. Really isn't out of the realm of possibility. Really is in the realm of possibility. I cannot figure out how to say that without messing up. The GFS shows wind shear starting to weaken a lot during the first days of August. I saw the news of the records breaking in Nevada. Yeah, it is really just scary. The fact, I think they reached 130 degrees in Death Valley, and a high temperature of 100 degrees in Billings, Montana. That is just south of Canada. And I believe over 400 people have died from this heat wave in the northwest and in northwest United States and in southwest Canada. Yeah, 125 degrees Fahrenheit. And if water temperatures now are able to reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit, imagine how hot the water temperatures will be when all the ice melts. Durian could have been 200 miles per hour plus if the Bahamas weren't there. Absolutely. Montana. Yeah, Montana. 100 degrees in Billings, Montana. It was just terrible and ungodly. Apparently, European model... I haven't actually looked at the European. I should probably look at that. And the European is actually supposed to be really reliable. Supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Just want to look at the East Coast. That's high pressure, right? The low pressure is blue, high pressure is red. Holy crap. The 0Z run? Okay. 0Z, here we come. I'm gonna go straight back to the 0 hour. Oh, I do see that. It is fairly weak. That is 240 hours out. That, so that again, that is pretty far out. Here it is, relatively weak right here. Just off the coast of I'm gonna say Northern Virginia. Oh my God, North Virginia, Virginia and North Carolina right here, along the northeast United States right there. I'm gonna see the complete North Atlantic. Oh yeah, very, very tight. I do see very, very tight rotation in that. That's one thing I'm seeing, very, very tight rotation right there. So that is indeed tropical. It's not very widespread. Yeah, developing off the coast of South Carolina. Looks like this could be a, is that a cold front? No. No, that's a cold front. I swear that's a cold front moving off. You get these cold front boundaries that come off like this. And then sometimes you get these little vortices developing off the coast. Arizona is insane. 100 degrees Fahrenheit is a regular day. I can't even survive in 75. I'm in the Midwest, by the way. Oh, wow. The 0Z Euro model run shows 2 storms. I do see that. Go to the vorticity map. Vorticity map, yes. Holy, holy, that's a Jose and an Irma, or Laura and Marco. Wow. This is... Can I go back? Actually seems like a really tight rotation right there. Wow, look at that tightness. It does show hurricane force right there. So it does develop off the coast of South Carolina right here. And it moves in this direction. So, again, it won't be bringing, direct impacts. But, again, there will be swells along the South Carolina coast, North Carolina coast, and possibly into the mid-Atlantic states. Yeah, actually I need to go look at the sea surface temperatures map. Oh, look at that, y'all. 29 degrees and 28 degrees. From up here, look at this. I mean, all I have to do is come like this and run along this, and we could get a hurricane from that. Bringing swells definitely to the southeast United States. I was just gonna say, because Marco's model showed a Cat 4 to like some years in. Oh, wow. Whew. What's... I am incredibly interested to see what the 1800 UTC is gonna say. We were in a warming phase in the Atlantic. Well, for the MDR, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, let me actually look at the main development region. Wow, that was water temperature is actually relatively warm in the main development region. Oh yeah, I see the warming. Oh, well, I need to do North Atlantic. Yeah, some of these areas are... Gulf of Mexico's actually cooled off quite a bit. I'm sorry, I have no idea why I'm falling asleep right here. I don't know why tropical depression 7E isn't on here. Laura was just an incredibly powerful hurricane. 150 miles an hour. It's hard to even, imagine that. How much power was in that storm. Yeah, 99L died, so. This is crazy hurricane season. This is an incredibly powerful storm, and I'm curious to see what we're going to see in the future. Gonna go dash hurricanes here. Well, does anyone have any other comments, questions, or concerns? No. I personally think Laura was a Category 5, but barely. I respect those. Okay. At this time of year compared to 2020, this year has more widespread... Wow. Yes, I can. Oh yeah, my phone case came. Yay! Okay. Well, let's take a look. Here is the storm. It was about 35 miles an hour. Air pressure is actually dropping pretty quickly, 999 millibars. The amount of... Wow, it just shows you how intense this storm could actually get Now, in next 24 to 36 hours, the storm is just going to basically go crazy, and it's going to be kind of a scary storm because it's just going to be so powerful. I actually want to go to Zoom Earth right now. $80, $90. So it is forecast to reach at about 100 miles an hour, but I have to tell you, that cone is absolutely massive. That cone is freaking huge. That cone is bigger than the entire country of Taiwan. That cone is actually incredibly massive. It's huge. I don't know why it's so big, but it is. There's so much convection, y'all. Hold up, I don't want to do 24 hours. Let's just do the past 6 hours. Yeah. Ocean heat content. Can y'all mind giving me? I don't have a link to TCHP. Tropical cyclone heat potential. I don't have a website right now. But if y'all don't mind, just go into the chat and just telling me. Because I need a yeah. It's starting to rotate a little bit. That storm is really starting to intensify. Wow, we had 9 people at our peak. OHC. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to rotate. Storm is starting to rotate, ladies and gentlemen. Storm is intensifying. Can this thing go away? I don't want it. Yes. Disable forever. Okay. We'll just bring it up here. For what, Matt? Let me go read. Oh, he's gonna give me a link. Are Medicanes like hurricanes in the Mediterranean? I think that's what it is. What is this? Give me rain. Atlantic, okay. I hope we have the beast storm that's 180 in the Atlantic. That is a fish storm that kills no one. Yeah, those are really the best because they're fun to track, but when they start impacting land, that's when it can be really kind of sad, and it sucks. When you see people die, it's really rough. Unfortunately, it really is. Give me a minute, y'all. What, Mom? What's going on? I'm doing a stream. Yeah, we're talking about tropical depression 9 in the West Pacific, and it's starting to rotate, and tropical depression 7 in the East Pacific, and major Category 4 hurricane Felicia. Trying, Mom. Me mean for it to be this long. Are you making food? May I please have a bologna sandwich? Okay. Alright, I am back. Okay, I apologize about that. My mom was talking to me. Where are we at now? I need a lake. Oh yeah, that would be epic satellite footage. Do you think Atlanta can have a comeback in August? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, when it impacts land, like when Maria made landfall in Puerto Rico, and then I saw the damage. It was hard even to watch the news because seeing all those families get their lives and families ripped apart, it's just hard and really heartbreaking to watch and hear. It was really sad. It kind of made me really sad. Maria scared me a lot when it almost went to Florida. Yeah. Maria was just an incredibly terrifying hurricane. Oh yeah, and then we have this system over here, which is producing some moderate to heavy rain. Oh, Kushka's up here. My cat. Anyway. So there's this system, and then you got this hot water down here that's just bubbling up like crazy. David? Let me look that up. Was it a hurricane? Hurricane David, 1979. Ooh, damn. 2,000 died. Where did it make landfall? Oh. East Coast Rider, it looks like. Those are really bad. Okay. But yeah, here's Hong Kong right here. And lots of heavy rain making its way towards Hong Kong. Actually, some rain bands, it looks like, is moving sort of like this direction here. Moving across southern parts of Hong Kong right here. I don't know. Macau. No, wait. There's Macau down here. I think this. Dang it. Hong Kong is so small, I don't even know where it's at. I know it's on like the very tip of China. There it is. I don't know how big it is. Is anything gonna load, or is it just gonna be incredibly glitchy? Alright, take care. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later on. But yeah, I just want to point that out. All this rain is, making its way into southern China and really parts of Hong Kong. And I think the border is like right here. So Hong Kong down here is going to get some of that heavy rain. As you can kind of see, this one kind of split up and fell apart before it made landfall. But there are some beginning to develop this way and make its way into southern Hong Kong. And then obviously some other parts of China. And then we also have Macau down here. It's developing. Just going to produce some heavy rain. I hope I get some good views from this. This is over an hour now, which is honestly going to take up a lot of space on my computer. But, I don't care. And then so we have this system right here. Boom, boom. And then the system right here, boom, boom, which is going to go boom, boom. And then the system's going to go boom, boom, like so. I'm probably going to have to end this off here. I've been talking about this for an hour. Oh, it's cool that you stream and had 8 to 10 viewers peak today. Now, a lot of people ask me, why do I stream? Why do I stream? And honestly, the main reason I stream is if there's a hurricane, a major hurricane making landfall, and someone's on YouTube and they're about to get hit, or they know there's a hurricane or a typhoon or a tropical cyclone making its way towards their country or their town or their home or their village or their county or whatever, and they need to ask a question right then and there, they can come onto my stream and ask me. Now, I'm no meteorologist. By no means am I any meteorologist. I'm here doing my best, studying hurricanes and predicting hurricanes, and try my best to give people the advice that I have in case the storm is making its way towards their country or wherever they live in their area. So T-storm will be hurricane. We can't. Well, yes, this system right here, Tropical Depression 09, which is actually kind of big, will become a hurricane. Excuse me. Well, not a hurricane, a typhoon. This system is just going to bring a lot of heavy rain to Macau, southern China. There's Hubei. We all know where Hubei comes from. Coronavirus. Anyway. And obviously Hong Kong and Macau, and obviously there's southern China in that area. This is also going to bring heavy rain to Shanghai and possibly Taiwan. And then obviously we have a very catastrophic hurricane developing right now. Alright guys, wow, look at that eye, y'all. That is just absolutely incredible and honestly sort of scary, not gonna lie. I honestly think, so like, we have this system right here. It's just gonna come down and then back up this direction. But I think by here, it's just gonna be dead. And any remnants that move over would move probably this area. Maybe in areas of Hawaii may get some of it, but yeah. Those are some impressive hurricanes, aren't they? Just incredible. And then we got the tropical depression over here. You can really see the rotation of a tropical depression 7E. And then obviously hurricane Felicia right there. And then we have Hawaii right on out here. So just some incredible stuff. What was the most weird storm in your opinion from 2020? Man, there were so many storms. Cristobal was pretty strange because Cristobal, I don't know his exact track, but I knew it started like out here and it like moved over here and moved something like this. I don't exactly know. Made landfall 215 miles an hour. That was a pretty strange storm. Oh, another strange storm. Isaias. That's right. There's been so many storms. It's kind of crazy. Isaias was really strange because, like, I made the prediction. Thankfully I did, and I was really happy about it. It came through here, and it was like, I want to say did something like this. I don't know, I'm just guessing. No, it went a little closer. I don't know. It is something like that. I don't know 100%. But then the National Hurricane Center kept on saying, oh, it's going to go right over these islands. And the eye kept on shifting. Yeah, Felicia is actually really tiny. That is what makes the storm so powerful. The more compact and the smaller they are, the more powerful they can be. So, like, literally, like, this storm, like, Tropical Depression 9 or 7 is literally, like, 2 to 3 times the size of Felicia. Felicia is incredibly tiny. I want to know, how big is Felicia? It's about 307.3 miles wide. It's actually really freaking tiny. It is incredibly small. Wow. Isaias, yeah, Isaias was pretty strange. I gotta be honest, Isaias was pretty strange. No, click the X. Now let's see. I don't even know how to measure this because it's so huge, you know? It's like... So that one is about 300 miles wide. Let's see how big this one is. This thing is like 600 miles wide. It's double the size of Felicia in terms of how large it is. So this is like double the size. So Felicia is really tiny. And Alpha over here making landfall in Portugal. Oh yeah, yeah. There've been so many storms I forgot. And then was it Beta? I think Beta, kind of like, I don't know, but Beta was like it made landfall and it. Beta produced a lot of heavy rain in the Houston area. "2020 had some strange storms, and then you had Ada and Iota, which both made landfall in the very similar areas near Nicaragua and Honduras state line or country, like border, I should say. Yeah, that was pretty insane, crazy. How long is this storm? That's what I want to know. Holy shit! That storm, shoot! I mean, that storm is nearly 1,000 miles long. Now, in terms of its width, probably not so much. Yeah, the Gulf storms were pretty strange too. I'm curious, how wide is it? I'm gonna guess it's like from here to like here. 500 miles wide. That's still pretty wide. Okay, I know this is strange, but I've always wanted to know this. How big is China? Okay, I don't know why I want to know this. Okay, let's just go right here to like... Okay. China's pretty damn big. I know it's not straight like a line should be, but I mean, still, it was 3,000 miles. Fucking hell. Okay, one more thing I want to try out because I'm curious as hell. Fucking huge is Russia, because Russia's like... I don't know, but I know fucking Russia's huge. Okay, how big is Russia? Okay, Russia is, I can't actually measure it. It doesn't work very well. I can't actually measure how wide Russia is. You know, it just doesn't work very well. Anyway, I'm gonna stop messing around because China's huge. United States is pretty damn big. Alright guys, I'm probably gonna get off there. I don't want to keep you here forever. I'm gonna pull up Hurricane Felicia once again and call it a day. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? I'm probably getting it off there. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I'll talk to you guys later today, this evening. And that's me for today, guys. This has been one of my longest streams in a while. An hour and 10 minutes and 18 seconds, 20 seconds. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching my stream. As always, stay safe. Take care, everyone. And I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to ask some questions. And then I'm going to sign out of here. And I'm going to give you a few minutes to ask any questions that y'all have. That is it. That is all I have for everyone today. That is really going to be it. I have nothing to really say. Just stay safe out there, and have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I'll talk to you guys this evening. Peace out.